DIY or Die, Walker Vapor Group LLC, or any of its associates do not condone nor encourage the use of nicotine, vapor products, or any mood-altering substances without the explicit consent of a physician. The content viewable on this channel is strictly for entertainment purposes only and not meant to be seen as informational or educational. Must be 21 years or older to view these materials.
Silky beat.
Hey, what is up, mixers? Welcome back to another glorious episode of the MIXINVIXENS. My name is Emily, also known as mlNikon, and let's say hello to our other beautiful Vixens. First up, we've got Mixtress Rin. How you doing, Rin?
Hi.
Hello, hello. And we've got the TheJuiceFairy, Jennifer Winstead.
How's everybody doing?
Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. And last but not least, we've got the lovely Lumi.
Hi.
Hi, how's it going?
Peachy.
Peachy keen. How was everyone's weekend?
Mine was pretty relaxing. I spent most of the weekend in bed. I was worried before the show that my eyes might be a little poofy.
You look marvelous, my dear. My weekend was pretty boring as well. I went grocery shopping and I did laundry and I baked cookies today that kind of failed. But they're fine.
Oh, what kind of cookies?
Protein cookies. And the batter was really thick and it made me nervous, so I added water. Shouldn't have done that.
Should have kept them
So
simple.
they kind of turned out to be like protein pancakes. But they're fine. I mean, they taste okay. They'll do the trick. They'll give me something sweet when I need it. It's fine.
Well, you can always add peanut butter and make them more mushy.
Sure. Okay. Maybe I was trying. The whole point was I was trying to keep the macros down low. They're healthy, like they're like protein cookies, right? So they're like healthy, lower calorie cookies. So anyway. Hey, Rin, did you go bowling this weekend?
I did.
How'd you do?
I did okay. I forgot. So I started doing like hook bowling, like where you bowl with a hook instead of throwing it straight.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, a year or two ago. And you have to throw it a certain way to make it do that. But I throw it a different way. And it hooks, but it hooks very oddly. So I've been trying for all this time to throw it properly. And I managed to get it like about a month ago, but then I lost it. So like I'm still trying to get it. It's very frustrating.
Lost it? Where'd you leave it?
It's one of those things where it's like memory. Like when you throw it, it's supposed to feel natural. It's just supposed to feel right. And if you forget how to do it and then you revert to what you were throwing it originally as, which was wrong, it's hard to like unlearn the wrong way to do it, if that makes sense.
It makes complete sense. It makes complete sense because languages are the same way. So yeah. My daughter, you guys get this. Now, this is something I did do this weekend. So my daughter is taking Spanish in school, right? And I know Spanish is what I went all the way through high school taking, right? So all my classes were always in Spanish. English is my second language. But now she called me yesterday on Zoom to help her with her Spanish homework. Holy shit. I was like, I don't know the answers.
That's your native language.
I mean, I knew the answer. I could not form the sentences the way the professor wanted her to form them. And I guess it was reteaching myself the simplest form was not working for it. I couldn't simplify it that much in my head. I literally had to write it down on a piece of paper to simplify it because this is just Spanish too. So it needed to be pretty simple. And in my head, there were words missing in those sentences. And to simplify it, for instance, I'm going to ride in my car. versus I'm taking a car ride. You know, and she's going for the I'm taking a car ride, and in my head, the full sentence is forming.
I'm
and
going for a ride in the car.
Yeah, and I couldn't condense it because you can't untrain your head to know the way it's supposed to be fully formed. Oh, so that's the only way I can relate to you, Rin, is by saying, "Holy shit!" Relearning something to its simplest format and going back to something that you just naturally comes to you. It's got to be hard. It's muscle memory, is what it is.
Yeah. And I also don't really have a form because, like, when you watch professional bowlers or anyone that does it on a higher level than like amateur every now and then, they all have like a way that they approach, the way that you stand and the way that you follow through. I don't have any of that. I pretty much walk up and throw it. It's kind of very rigid and stiff. And it's just
you've won a couple of times, so your form must work.
It's not because of me, though. I'm definitely the weakest link on the team, but they've all been bowling longer than I have. They've been on previous leagues where this one will be the first one we complete. So it's hard, and I hate being like the weak link on the team. It's kind of sucks, but you know, I try.
The only way to get there is to keep practicing.
That's right. Practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. That's the only way you're going to get the muscle memory to do it this way, is to do it more often.
Well, I mean, we do it every other week. I feel like
that might not be often enough. You might have to go on your own and just do a couple of rolling sessions the week in between so that it's fresh.
Yeah. Well, we were going every week, but with COVID, it's kind of hard because they're still, at least they were spacing people apart. Yeah. So they can only take half the capacity, and it's like one of the few things that people can still do. So it's usually packed. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It's just been been more difficult. But we were at one point going every weekend. But I don't know. I think I'm gonna look into getting an instructor if I can, just so they can tell me what I'm doing wrong and you know, all that good stuff.
The only thing I remember from bowling is when I was first learning how, my uncle gave me like a little piece of paper, and he said, "Put this in your armpit." He said, "And keep it there," because I was hooking it like accidentally, like not intending to, and so it kept going. But when he said, keep that piece of paper in my armpit, it like kept my thing straight. And that's all I remember. I suck at bowling, but it's fun. It's still a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, as you guys can see, the profile this week, Butterscotch Torte. I was super excited about this. I had a fun time mixing this. Did you guys like mixing this one up?
Yeah, that was all right. It's the one I picked, but you know.
we pick them, and then by the time it comes to mix it, it's like you may not be in the mood for it anymore. It's like, wow.
Well, I struggled making the butterscotch pop.
Yeah.
Because it's not something I typically vape. So.
Well, and butterscotch is the kind of flavor, it's good and rich, but it's like mellow, and it can hide, like it can not be as
forward as you want it to be.
As forward.
Yeah. My only struggle with it was, did I want it to be squishy and like the picture, or did I want it, or did I see some grainy cookie in the picture,
All right. Well, what did you do? We'll let you go first.
Sounds good. I don't think I was quite ready for that. No, just kidding. I'm up. I've got mine up. So I decided to go with the squishy, no cookie, very little cookie, or with a squishy cookie. I did FA butterscotch at 3%, and I know that's pushing it a bit, but I think 3% was right for this. I mixed it with 0.5% of salted caramel from Flavor West, just to push up that sweet note and darken the caramel a little bit more in the butterscotch, make the butterscotch a little more pronounced, but keep it creamy. I use Flavor West white cake for the bakery note in it, because white cake Flavor West does cakes perfectly, but it is it's more of an angel cake, so it's softer. You know, it's not too buttery. It's a softer cake. Then I used shortbread cookie because that's not too crunchy of a cookie, but it has some nice cookie note. It's a very nice cookie from SSA. I use that at 0.75%. And I used Flavora milk instead of whipped cream to blend it all together. It came out pretty pretty good. And Friction just announced that he does not have my recipe, so it's not up there. So I'm about to actually send it to him. So you guys can see what I made, because obviously he doesn't have it. That's the beauty of being able to have him in the background.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm actually sending it directly to his messenger over there on Discord, so that he can pull it up quickly without having to go through our Vixens chat stuff. Let's see. I think it'll take him a minute to pull up. You guys can see it. Let me know when you can see it on the
Yeah, I'll let you know.
on YouTube. Should be up shortly. And for some reason I couldn't post a picture to the
Yeah, I couldn't either. It kept telling me that the file size was too big. But I'm like, we've never had problems with that before. Like it shouldn't be that big of a picture. It was just copied right from Facebook. But yeah, so this month's, it's up there by the way. But this month's group of recipes, we don't have the picture to go with it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that looks real good.
It's just simple and it's mushy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got some bakery notes in it, but it's like all mixed together.
Yeah, and the whole adding a touch of caramel to boost your butterscotch, I mean, that's an oldie but goodie trick, you know, like.
Yeah, and I picked salted caramel because I've always found that salted caramel has a little bit of a butterscotch note to it.
Yeah, it's very soft crack, if you will. Like it's gooey, you know, like it.
Right, and that center looked gooey to me.
Yeah. Very good. I like this. Is my kind of recipe. Simple,
Yeah.
yet tasty. Like this looks right up my alley.
When I made it, I thought this is an Emily recipe.
And FA butterscotch is so freaking good. I haven't used FA butterscotch in a while, but I'm gonna have to. I might mix this up because
I always debate between Flavor West butterscotch and FA butterscotch. Flavor West butterscotch is creamier butterscotch, and FA is more of a harder, darker butterscotch.
Yeah. I keep reverting to Flavor West butterscotch ripple. Like for some reason I can't like veer off. It's like I'm in a rut and I can't veer away from butterscotch ripple.
Well, I debated on butterscotch ripple, but I find that butterscotch ripple is, to me, it's more of the kind of butterscotch that you pour over something.
Yeah. No, yeah. Totally. But I did some things to mine to make the butterscotch ripple more like inside the cake. And I guess since we're talking about this, I'll go next.
Yeah, I was gonna say, then why don't you go next so we can see yours?
Right. I'm not original. I just named mine mlNikon's Butterscotch Torte. What I did for the butterscotch is I did 2.5% Wonder Flavors Butterscotch Cream Pie and 2% Flavor West Butterscotch Ripple. And then I did 1% Wonder Flavors Crumble Topping for the sugar cookie, like the crumble topping, right? Like that stuff's delicious. It's real buttery and sugar cookie-esque. I really like that flavor. And then I did 2% Wonder Flavors Flapper Pie. And then for the cream part, I use 1% SSA whipped cream. Because SSA whipped cream is like a heavier, denser whipped cream. It's like almost a little buttery. It's so good, but like it's not light and fluffy. It's a little bit heavier and denser, kind of like the picture shows. So I thought it would work really well here. But then my trick, and it's not my trick. Okay, so I shouldn't have, but I started talking to Paul, the Aussie, before I mixed. And he told me what he did was he added a little bit of honeycomb. When it works, because it, like I said, it turns that butterscotch ripple a little bit darker. And then just 1 drop in a 30 ml of Flavora Ginger Snap. Not to really give it a gingery flavor, but just to give it like a zestiness, just a little dimension. And you can hardly tell it's there, but it just does something to the mix that just excites the palate. And I'm here for it, and it worked. And thank you very much, Paul, for the tip. But I feel guilty, like I cheated on a test.
Well, we totally swapped this week. You have 7 flavors and I have 4.
Yeah, totally, right?
Or 5.
Yeah, and I never use this many flavors, but it worked. Like I said, the ginger snap is 1 drop in the 30 ml. And then the honeycomb, it was just enough. You just need a little bit just to kind of darken up the butter, because butterscotch cream pie and butterscotch ripple, they're lighter flavors. Like they're really buttery and rich and strong that way. But I just wanted it a little bit darker, and that honeycomb just really did the trick. And this is tasty AF. And if you have the flavors, I suggest you mix it up.
Nice. I like it.
Next. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
All right.
So, I used Flavor West Butterscotch at 1%, Cream by Flavora 0.5%, Crumble Topping by Wonder Flavors 0.5%, Sugar Cookie, the original from Capella at 1%, Toffee Ice Cream by Vape Train at 1%, and then Vanilla Pudding by Flavora at 1%.
Ooh, I like that too. You know that toffee ice cream is probably doing the same thing to your butterscotch that honeycomb did for mine, because they're both like kind of have that that darkness to them. Oh, that looks good, Ren.
Yeah, because I was having trouble with, and I think my tongue is just screwed up. I had to have my dad try it because he likes the butterscotch type mixes, and I was like, are you tasting it? Because like I tasted it, but it was kind of like hard to find. So he's like, yeah, I can definitely taste it. So that's good. But the Flavor West Butterscotch paired with the toffee ice cream, the toffee just gives it a little bit more of that butteriness to make it a little bit more present. And then I figured the ice cream would just help with the pudding and the Flavora cream. Because if you look at the picture, it's very creamy.
Mm-hmm.
But then I wanted the cookie to be present too. So I ended up having to kind of layer those with the
sugar cookie with the crumble topping. Yeah.
Yeah, and the sugar cookie. And it ended up working well. So I do like it. It's nothing I would personally vape because I just don't like vaping butterscotch or rich things. But if you like that profile, I think you would enjoy it like my dad liked it. So
yeah, and let me tell you that Flavora pudding is an excellent addition here. It's one of the ones that I wasn't sure if I needed to use that, the milk or the cream. I kept going back and forth between those 3, and all 3 did something different. But that Flavora pudding in this must be wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice flavor. It's a nice vanilla too, because some vanillas to me are a little funky. I don't know if I'm just sensitive. It could be that because like with the TFA, like white chocolate and their ice cream, I can't vape because I do get pepper from it. So I think it's just something with me. I'm just really finicky with vanillas more so than, everything else. And I like the Flavora vanilla. It's just very easy to work with. Like it's very friendly with like, whatever you're going to put with it.
Yeah.
Awesome. This looks really good. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
All right. All right, Lumi, you're up, my dear.
Okay, so this is not so great. My spring allergies are starting to kick in. So I can't actually taste this right now. It tastes like nothing. But last night I was really impressed with it.
All right.
But I can't taste it at the moment to give any new notes on it. I did Butterscotch Ripple Flavor West at 1.23, Caramel Candy TPA 0.97, Cookie Butter Super Concentrate Wonder Flavors 0.78, Marshmallow Gooey Super Concentrate Wonder Flavors 0.99, Marshmallow Vanilla One-on-One 1.32, and Sugar Cookie Super Concentrate Wonder Flavors 1.94. I was kind of just trying to go for a like really heavy gooey fluff with the 2 different marshmallows in there, with the butterscotch caramel ripple and like the slide note of the cookie. And I liked it last night. I just can't taste it at the moment.
It seems you can't taste it. You have to put it aside for when you can taste things a little bit better. Maybe stick to like fruits or menthols or something until then.
I don't think she even likes fruits very much, but I can see where all these flavors go well together.
Absolutely.
And I loved it. I'm so mad that I can't taste it because I was really looking forward to this. I was like, hell yeah, this is like something that I'm surprised I haven't made before. And I really wanted to vape it because I was like, this is right up my alley for like a dessert creamy gooiness.
And you called it butterscotch thing, so I mean, it can't get no better than that.
Yeah, no, this looks good. I like the addition of the TFA caramel candy in there to kind of harden up or darken up the butterscotch ripples by Flavor West. That was a good move. I like that.
I really like that combo.
Yeah.
So I'm just mad I can't taste it right now.
Yeah,
I have to go request taste buds from the
I know
guinea
you don't
pig.
like the steep, but set it aside. Wait for when you can taste it in all its glory.
I don't know. These allergies, they always hit around the end of February / early March, and then they don't go away until like June sometimes.
Wow, that's a long time. My daughter last week posted the seven seasons of North Carolina, and she said this is the fake spring, and then after that comes second winter. And when she did that, I remembered instantly last year when we posted that, I got my allergies right after that. And so it shows up on our timeline every year when that comes up. And I just started taking allergy medicine this last week just to try to get ahead of it, because sometimes we get a pop right about now.
Yeah, I have to take Clarinex, and I take it every day. So I'm like, I just want to taste stuff, but every year, because I live in the cow country with all the hay fields, and they're all around my house.
Yeah, I live near fields as well, and what and last year was the first year I didn't need a shot for my allergies. So I don't know if it's because of COVID, since I'm in my house more and don't go out as often, that maybe that helped me. So I'm changing all my filters and taking my allergy medicine. Hopefully I'll skip it again this year.
Yeah, hopefully. Knock on some wood.
I'll have to get the guinea pig to test it and be like, hey.
All right. Well, this was a popular profile, guys. We had 8 people play along with us this week. So I will get things started by reading Jeannie Sims' Vixens Butterscotch Cake. And she used 2% Wonder Flavors Angel Cake and 1% FA Butterscotch, 3% of Flavor West Butterscotch Ripple, 1.25% Flavor West Pie Crust, 3% Vanilla Cupcake, 2% Vanilla Whipped Cream, and 1% Flavor West Whipped Cream. I have to say, I don't have much experience with Flavor West Whipped Cream, but that Capella Vanilla Whipped Cream, man, that's some good stuff.
Yeah, Flavor West Whipped Cream it might be one of the whipped creams that Rin might like, because it's kind of watery. It's not too buttery. It's milky. It's not too thick on the palate. It's almost it doesn't have enough vanilla for me, so she probably backed them up and worked together with them on purpose to get it the thickness that she was looking for. So Flavor West whipped cream is a good one to have around for those times when you don't want it to be, when you want it to be a fluffy whipped cream, like from a can and not a heavy whipping cream.
Okay. Cool. That's yeah, this looks good, Ginny. FA and butt rip. Great combo. Great combo there. All right.
Yeah. That Flavor West pie crust though.
I don't think I've ever tried it either.
Oh, okay. It's not as scary. I saw it at 3%. It's actually only 1.25%. I was looking at the percentage above. I was like, what? 3% Flavor West pie crust? And it's only 1.25. My bad. It's not bad.
All right. So next up we got Daytime Frank. Awesome. Daytime Frank did a butterscotch pudding, #MV. He did 1% FA butterscotch, 3% Flavor West butterscotch ripple. He did 1.5% Wonder Flavors crumble topping, and then 1% graham cracker pie crust by Wonder Flavors. 3% Mullenberry legendary custard, 1% TFA meringue, 2% one-on-one pie crust, 0.5% of TFA sweetener. Oh, and he used 1% SSA whipped cream. Attaboy, buddy. This looks really good too. That legendary custard, I bet that's real nice in this. Gives it that pudding vibe. Awesome. All right, someone else can start reading. I'm done.
I'll go.
All right, thanks.
So the next one was by Amber K, Butterscotch Pudding Torte. She used 1% Flavor Art Butterscotch, 2.5% Butterscotch Natural by Flavor West, 0.5% TFA Caramel Original, 0.5% Crumble Topping by Wonder Flavors, 2% Philadelphia Butter Cake by Wonder Flavors, 0.5% Super Sweet, 1.5% Vanilla Buttercream Frosting by Vape Train, 1% Vanilla Pudding, and 1% Yellow Cake by Capella.
Nice. I bet that Philadelphia butter cake makes it nice and buttery.
Yeah.
And that was by Amber K?
Yeah, and I like that using a little bit of caramel original to boost the butterscotch, because that's another really good kind of richer, darker caramel. Just 0.5%. That looks good.
That does look good. I'll read off the next one from Darcy.
Right.
Let me pull her up right here. It's from Darcy.
Butterscotch pudding dessert.
Well, we got biscuit from Aurora at 1%. Butterscotch DX from TFA. Caramel from Capella at 1.25%. Cookie from FA 1.25%. Cream cheese icing, Loran's 1.5. Fresh cream 1%. Vanilla pudding from Flora 1.5%. Vanilla pudding will fix and melt everything together. Looks really good. I've not tried that butterscotch from TFA. Have any one of you guys tried it?
No, I have not.
But I mean, it's the same idea. She boosted the butterscotch with caramel, like a lot of us did. She added a cookie. The cream cheese icing, I'm sure, sweetens the whole thing up. She's got a cookie, and she's got vanilla pudding and cream fresh to make the whole thing. So I mean, everybody went around the same way where they boosted their butterscotch so far with caramel. And whoever didn't use something else to boost it up. So I mean, it looks like it's the theme for the day. We all were thinking along the same lines.
Yeah, the moral for the day is butterscotch needs help.
Yeah. Everybody used something to help it out.
I like that. The Inward biscuit and the FA cookie, making it a little bit of a darker, like crunchier kind of base to it.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Maybe that explains why Sam didn't use butterscotch. He was like, oh no, wait, he did. Never mind. Looked like he went apple apples
Yeah.
and butterscotch.
No, he went he
Well,
went
you pulled him
pear.
up. You brought him up. How about let's call him out?
Of course. I
Yeah,
always read I Am Sam's,
I was
even though
reading
he
this earlier
disappoints me
today.
with his percentages. We got 3% butterscotch cream pie by Wonder Flavors, 2% FA caramel, in parentheses caramel, 1.5 Wonder Flavors crumble topping super concentrate, 4% VSO pear, 2% Inaware pear, 2% one-on-one pie crust, 1.2 butterscotch or smoked butterscotch, and 1.8 Wonder Flavors Thai apple super concentrate.
Yeah, when I saw this the other day, and I saw that he used smoked butterscotch with butterscotch cream pie, I like kicked myself. I'm like, oh damn it, that looks like such a good combination. I wish I would have thought of that. I should have used it.
It reminds me of like those apples, the candy covered apples that they
Yeah.
have in the store with the butterscotch on it, and he added like some pie crust. So it's almost like a fall recipe in spring.
It looks almost like a Dutch apple pie with butterscotch.
But pear instead. The apple, I'm sure, is just boosting that, all that pear.
It's making me incredibly hungry.
It freaking looks amazing, Sam. And I wish I would have remembered goddamn smoked butterscotch.
I don't think I would have used smoked butterscotch on mine.
No?
Yours was already spicy. No, I don't think I would have. Because I wanted fluffy, lighter.
Although I did ginger snap, which I think kind of does, it was looking for the same thing for me, you know, just meaning it's just an extra zesty dimension.
Yeah, yours is darker. I feel like mine was just lighter and creamier and milkier.
Yeah, and that's totally fine. That's why we do this, because we you know, it's good to see different renditions of the same thing. But yeah, that looks good, Sam. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, that looks real good.
I'll do nudgy.
All right.
Nuggy.
All
right. Whipped toffee dream. So buttercream, and my dogs, of course, when I decide to act up. Buttercream Flavor West 0.5, Flapper Pie Wonder Flavors 2%, Graham Crackler Flavor West at 1%, Salted Caramel 2%, Toffee Dream Cream, I haven't tried that, at 2%, Whipped Marshmallow Sublime Capella. This looks really creamy and good.
It does. I like they use that flapper pie. It's really nice. And for me, I didn't really talk about it much when I went over my recipe, but it does a good job of providing the meringue and a little bit of the pie crust. As far as the toffee dream cream, I'm looking at my notes to see what I had put in it. To me, it was a little bit thin. I only tried it at 2%. It was a little bit thin and not very sweet. And it had a bit of like spiciness to it. So this one, like a lot of the others will have, is a little bit of zestiness to it, a little bit of spice. I didn't care for the flavor, but like I said, I have only single flavor tested it, and I haven't really used it in a bunch of recipes. So it might work. And stuff like this. So very cool. Awesome. All right, up next we've got Selden Scum. I did a butterscotch bliss. They used butter pecan at 1%, 2.5% butterscotch cream pie by Wonder Flavors, 1% Flavor West natural butterscotch, 1.5% of Loren's cream cheese icing, 1% one-on-one powdered sugar, 0.8% Capella Super Sweets, and then 2% of vanilla cream extra by Wonder Flavors. That using that butter pecan down low with the butterscotch cream pie is really interesting. And the natural butterscotch, how that is real good and decadent and buttery. And of course, guys, vanilla cream extra, for those who don't know, that's like my freaking go-to vanilla whenever I want anything rich, because it's so good. I really like it.
I wonder if you can taste the powdered sugar at 1% with all the creams, or if it just added a cream, like a sweetness to it.
I think it just kind of turns the creams into like a frosting, because powdered sugar is very delicate anyway. And when you only use it at 1% with all those creams, it probably just kind of blends in and makes everything sweeter, which is I think a good move. And then with that 0.8 super sweet, I bet this is like really a really sweet mix. Really rich and sweet.
Yeah, it looks good actually. It looks like a sweet tooth dream.
Yeah.
That's what I'd called it, butterscotch sweet tooth.
Right. And last but not least, Rum Pirate. Rin, you want to read Rum Pirate?
Sure. So they have butterscotch crumble pie, and they use 0.75 vape train butter base, 1% butterscotch from Flavora, 3% butterscotch ripple from Flavor West, 1.5% caramel candy Flavor West, 2% Wonder Flavors shortbread cookie, 0.5% of super sweet by Capella, 1.5% sweet cream by Vape Train, and 2% of the Flavor West whipped cream. Steep time is set at 1 week.
Awesome. That and that shortbread cookies in there with Wonder Flavors. That's a cool idea to kind of. To me, it's like a darker kind of cookie. So it would darken the mix, and then you've got your Flavora butterscotch and Flavor West ripple. A little bit of that caramel candy again to boost that butterscotch. And of course, you can't go wrong with sweet cream by Vape Train.
This looks like a very butterscotchy, buttery butterscotch recipe.
Mm-hmm.
It all just looks so good. And it just reminded me, my mother-in-law makes a pie similar to this, and I think I will be requesting it as my birthday cake thanks to this week.
Nice. When's your birthday? Is it soon?
Next Sunday.
Nice. Awesome.
In order to get free food, I have to go out to the in-laws, though.
Worth it. Very cool. Well, guys, thanks for playing along. That's really cool. I like seeing how when so many people play along, to see all what they do. Give me good ideas for next time I want to do something like this.
Yeah, it did. And I did see a lot of recipes I like, and butterscotch used to be one of my very favoriteest things to vape. So
Well,
I've
I've been on a butterscotch kick lately, where it seems like every second or third mix is something creamy and butterscotchy. Like, I don't know if it's the weather because it's still pretty cold, or if I just like, that's just my jam. It's just my profile that I like. But I've been doing a lot of butterscotches, so definitely I'm putting a couple of these on my list of things to mix, and we'll have to give them a go.
Yeah, we flew through this episode, didn't we?
We sure did. Let's make it a short week and get on out of here, unless there's anything anyone else needs.
We can talk about next week's picture and then get out of here.
Sounds great. So next week, let me pull it up here. I should have been prepared. Next week looks really good too. This was picked by our tech producer Friction. It was posted by Ken Pabon, and it looks
Ken Pabon.
It looks really good. It's like a sundae, ice cream sundae with like crunch berries and one of those like strawberry shortcake bars, which are were my freaking jam as a fat kid. I love those things. And this is gonna be a lot of fun to try to recreate.
I want to go to the store and get all of this stuff. Crunchberry. What is it? Captain Crunch, it looks like.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, maybe and
Ooh.
Fruity Pebbles. Maybe it's not Crunchberry. Maybe it's just regular Captain Crunch with Fruity Pebbles in it.
I know that the Captain Crunch came out with a fruit version. All the same, they still rip up your mouth, but so tasty.
But so worth it. Yeah, this looks super good. So Ken, thank you so much for posting this picture for us to choose. It looks like it'll be a lot of fun to try and recreate. So guys, if you like us, you like what we do, and you want to support us in a fun, tasty way, there's a couple places you can do that. You can check out our one-shots at DIYFlavorChaser.com. We have a line there under the MIXINVIXENS, and also FlavorJungle.com. I'm gonna put the link, or they should have the link in there for our one-shots. And there we go. Thanks, bud. And we would love it if you wanted to check us out. And if you're shopping at Bull City, we still have recipe packs there. So if you want a discount on some flavors, and you want a recipe that you know is going to be good to use with those flavors with, hit us up. We would love that. Thank you so much to our sponsors, Flavora and Bull City. Wayne, thank you for putting us on your podcast network. We really appreciate it. Everyone, we will see you next week. Have a great night. It's been fun hanging out.